the Deadlights eyes.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I'll play again.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Killer, Mom.
I'm just gonna bash you.
Killer.
What's blood for? If not for shooting.
Welcome to 31 Days of Horror Movies 2021.
21.
I am your host, Sam Johnston, and back with me again, Adam, Leslie. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank you.
Day number 5, October 5th, and we are looking at the Rocky Horror Picture Show, 1975.
Wow.
Iconic.
Yes.
And directed by Jim Sharman. Written by Richard O'Brien, who did the original musical play and screenplay, and written with Jim Sharman.
Mm-hmm.
A newly engaged couple have a breakdown in an isolated area and must seek shelter at the bizarre residence of Dr. Frank-n-Furter.
I love musicals. I have a deep connection to this movie because I watched it in high school when it hits hardest for a person,
Mm-hmm.
I think a human being coming at this at any age other than in their adolescent, like puberty age, is going to have a very different experience than like the person who comes at it at the age that I came at it, which was high school. I know all the songs. For my birthday one year, I went to a stage show, an actual stage show of this story. Like not with the movie playing in the background, but like an actual play and a musical.
That's how I saw it, with the movie in the background, because royalties are very expensive. So I didn't get to see the movie fully, just like a couple of scenes, and then I saw my friends perform it.
Which is a tradition with this movie. There's this whole tradition, it being a cult movie. I'm bringing the context today. Ooh, this is exciting.
You're the expert today.
Yeah. Is it science fiction?
Yeah.
A bit, yeah.
It is.
Actually, fully.
Is it more science fiction than horror?
Yes.
For
For me. Because to me, there was only one scene that was horror. Maybe to some people, horror is the whole Dr. Frank-n-Furter, because he is a transvestite. So to some people, that is a bad image, and it is horrible.
I mean, this is Frankenstein.
Yeah.
This is Frankenstein
This is
plus
Frankenstein.
aliens.
Yeah.
Which
Frankenstein plus
is...
aliens.
Plus fabulous.
Which is,
Plus
yeah,
fabulous.
it's just, it's awesome. I think that it's a story that we know. I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Literally, there was so much imagery that reflected Frankenstein. I was writing Frankenstein down so many times. Like, this is the story of Frankenstein plus Alien. So yes, it's definitely a science fiction movie, but it's also a monster movie. And it starts with the lips, with the iconic Rocky Horror Picture Show lips. That's obviously something that I had seen before.
Yeah.
Those lips.
Yeah.
And
It's such a good song. And it has so many, like, it's a homage to film and homage to science fiction. And there's so many references to so many movies and like a play with all these titles of movies.
And okay, so then Wedding Bells.
Yeah.
Bang, bong, boom, bong,
Yeah.
boom,
Well,
bong,
like
boom,
the
boom.
lips reside in, like, towards the cross.
Yes.
And that just,
The transition
that
of
was
the lips
just really
pulled back
funny.
into the cross.
They are, to me, a all-American stereotype.
Yep.
That is what they are. Brad and Janet are idealistic. They're kind of dumb. They're going about things as you would expect the American dream to go. We literally have the American Gothic painting standing behind them, reminding us American dream, American dream, American, like it was hilarious. Honestly, it was great. I loved it.
And then their background singing is also, the road was long, but I ran it. Janet. Like that, just like
so deadpan.
Yeah.
And in this song, they're talking about their eternal love for each other, their ideal love for each other, and all this stuff. But behind them, they're also setting up for a funeral.
Yes.
And it's kind of just like, all right,
yeah.
we know what's coming. Like something bad is about to come.
Yeah.
Well, they also look
Yeah.
like they're like freaking 18, 19-year-olds, you know, that like, haven't explored anything. I think they're like very naive, unexperienced, following just like what everybody, like society has been telling them to do. So it's just bland. It's bland. There's nothing there.
And then they go off on this journey. Well, actually, before they go off on this journey, we cut to the narrator. And then I was like, okay, maybe we'll just have him at the beginning and then we'll have him at the end. No.
No, he's through the whole thing.
He's in songs.
He's in songs. He is like performing within the song. He's part of the songs. He's so invested in this story that he is dancing along with them.
We go to a blood transition. To
yeah.
blood dripping transition to them driving in a horrible storm. They literally drive straight to a dead end. It's a dead end.
Dead end. Yeah.
And they try to back up, but boom, blown out tire right after that.
Yeah.
They see a light in this scary, dark castle.
Scooby-Doo castle.
That song is about them feeling like they have a safe place to go, but that safe place is definitely a place of danger.
Well, it's kind of like a bug going towards
blindly.
Blindly.
That is Riff Raff, aka Richard O'Brien, who wrote the original musical. So they go into this castle and everything is so overtly spooky. Like, it's that creaky door open. It's the creepy Igor looking motherfucker that answers. Then they go in, there's cobwebs fucking everywhere. There's taxidermy on the wall. There's these creepy staff members that are around. It is literally like you are in a haunted house right now. The danger.
Name the song.
Let's do the time warp. Yeah.
Like, this is the most iconic song in the whole movie, and it's like, it's so catchy and it's so fun and it's so like you're a part of something, and absolutely insane. And it transitions the movie into this extraterrestrial space, this external space. And like once that song begins, A, you're both totally into it because it's a great fucking song, and B, you're in a different world. Absolutely different world. Everyone's wearing sunglasses. Everyone's in these crazy weird zoot suit kind of things.
All the colors are crazy. All the people look totally different. They all are like you said, different sizes, different ages. There's a Mona Lisa painting that is black and white, but then mirrored, kind of like thinking about like we're going into like a totally opposite world. Yeah. You know? They're like throwing you into this crazy upside down world.
We're literally going into a time warp.
It's a time warp. Everything is upside down. All right, so after the time warp, we get a big ass epic introduction to Tim Curry playing Dr. Frank-n-Furter. And damn, like that first song when he comes in, like I wrote down, he is in complete control of every single person in that space, even Brad and Janet, who are new people to him in this scene. He enters from the elevator, which he's literally like he's descending from a heaven kind of thing. He's like coming into our lives from above. So that is definitely like an image, a visual that they're going for. He is above us. So it suddenly shifts the power dynamics in the scene. He is in complete control and in power in the scene. And this is the first time that I think that we as the audience feel like, okay, maybe this isn't Brad and Janet's story. Maybe this is the beginning of the shift. Like he looks into the camera. He's taking control of the audience. He's looking into them and taking control of the camera. You're going to look at me. So he's literally hijacking this movie in this moment.
I guess, yeah.
He's powerful. He's and that's what I'm saying. Like every time he's on screen, for the most part, he is a very powerful presence.
This person does not align with sexuality, with gender, with any like dichotomy, with any binary, and yet everyone in the room is like inexorably, involuntarily is super drawn to this person because this person just like takes up the attention of everyone. and in
Just
such
confidence is so attractive.
it's so attractive.
After that, they go up to his lab, which is another, if we're talking about color, this scene, they open
that
up.
That entrance is such a horror movie entrance.
And there's a song about Rocky Horror,
Mm-hmm.
which is the creature that this mummy in the water sarcophagus thing that comes to life, which again is like another classic like horror movie, the mummy image in the sarcophagus.
Yes.
But then
combined with Frankenstein.
Like as he's waking a Rocky up, they're putting like paint, and it like is just a pride flag.
It's a rainbow.
It's a rainbow.
Creates a rainbow.
They're putting reds and blues and pinks, and like it's just
born of a rainbow. What do you think of him being so desperate for Rocky in that song? Like this is the first time you see him not as the most powerful thing, but as a thing like a person desiring another thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's come to this planet as like an escape from wherever he was before, transsexual, Transylvania.
Yeah.
His home planet. I think that this Earth is a place where they can play. You know, they can play with humans and like control them and bend them to their will. And it just seems like this whole time they're trying to control and make and create something that they can control and bend to their will. Then we go to, I'm sure there's some sort of other narrator scene in between here, cut to the clip. And then we go to, I love actually this moment of the sex scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So
with the shadows.
We first go to Janet, who's in her bed, and Brad comes in, and it's behind this like red sheer. We can't really see. It's like mostly
her room
shadows.
is all
Just
red.
shadows.
Yeah.
It's all red, and it's mostly shadows. And Brad comes in. She takes off his wig, and it's Dr. Frank-n-Furter. She gives him pretty quickly. She doesn't. She resists at first.
She's
but
like,
then,
"Oh no, Brad!
could you?
How could you do this?
Just
I would
don't
never."
tell
But you won't tell, right?
Yeah.
And then I love that we go to Brad in the same shot in his room.
Yeah.
Same thing too.
And it is verbatim the same.
Yeah, he goes.
It is
He
the
has
same
the exact
dialogue
same,
scene.
Yeah.
Frickin' Janet comes in, but it's actually Frank-n-Furter. It's the same dialogue. It's the same action.
It's the same action.
Pulling them like by the legs to like get them.
And
in
he doesn't
missionary.
question it. He knows what's gonna happen because both of them are just as fucking bland and boring that they're like, this is the most exciting thing I've ever done.
The only difference between them is Janet says, "I was saving myself," and Brad says, "I thought this was real," which is like an interesting like divergence between the two of them in a sort of like idea of masculinity and femininity, where femininity is expected to be pure, chaste, and save oneself, whereas masculinity is expected to find reality.
Janet goes up to the security cameras and discovers that Brad was with Frank-n-Furter and feels totally betrayed.
He's having his
He smokes I love that.
cigarette smoke. And then fucking
And she's
Frank-n-Furter's
immediately
Oh
like,
my
that's what
gosh.
happened.
She knew.
Yeah.
And then she feels so betrayed, even though she literally just did the same thing.
Yeah, she fucking...
But then she hears like this whimpering, and it's Rocky Horror back in his chamber.
Yeah,
back in where he was born.
His
His
cradle.
crib.
Yeah, his crib.
Yeah.
His crib.
His crib.
Yeah.
His little gay crib.
His little gay crib.
A little gay crib.
Yeah, that was just definitely kind of her letting her creature of the night out, her wild side out. This thing that she's been holding inside this whole time. She just
So
Janet,
she has sex with Rocky.
Do they have sex? Oh yeah, they do.
They have sex.
They get
Yeah.
Everett shows up, or Dr. Scott. Great Scott.
Oh my god, but the
Dr.
way that
Scott.
he was brought into the fucking room. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was great.
The magnets and his wheelchair is just pulled up through all the staircases, and then goes around corners perfectly, and then he busts through the wall. Yeah, and then is brought down that great like ramp. Yeah.
There's like sound effects of like a NASCAR
or an airplane. There was an airplane the whole time when he was being like descended to the room. He's just like
clunk, and he hits those magnets. And then Frank-n-Furter puts his leg up on the wheelchair. Dr. Scott.
Immediate power move.
Yeah.
Immediate power move.
Yeah.
And then I love the fact that we cut back to the narrator for a quick second, and in the book that's in the background is the Last Supper. Yeah. Then we go to dinner. Yeah. Then we go to the Last Supper. Mm-hmm. We go to the Last Supper of this movie.
There is just like, I also just I love the fact that they used art, like really famous paintings within this to explain, just kind of like a more modern kind of explanation to the images that they were trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Dinner scene. Frank-n-Furter has pretty much gone full evil.
Yeah.
After pulling the sheet off, he has gone pretty much full evil. Mm-hmm. And then there's this moment where they glue everyone to the floor and then turn everyone to stone with this Medusa ray.
Medusa.
And I thought that was great. Like everyone is turned to stone and completely powerless. Yeah. Completely powerless. And then the floor show. Yeah. And the floor show starts with all the people that have been turned to stone, but they're recreated into the image of Frank-n-Furter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is what God, another Bible reference, did in the Bible. God created man in his own image. Mm-hmm. Frank-n-Furter is recreating these people into their own image, and they, as each of them turn back from stone into life, are more like Frank-n-Furter. Yeah. They are recreated into his image.
But at the same time,
makes so much sense, because there's a beautiful image a little bit later, the Michelangelo man touching, like trying to reach to God.
This has been Frank-n-Furter's goal this entire film, is playing God, which is, oh man.
Yeah.
Every fucking movie we've watched is playing God. Yeah. Man trying to control godly forces, and then the consequences of that. Literally every movie we've watched this month is about that. Mm-hmm. Riff Raff and Magenta take him prisoner at the end. That's what they say. Mm-hmm. He then has this beautiful kind of moment of him imagining that there's an audience there for him.
Mm-hmm. I'm going home.
I'm going home. Yeah.
I'm going home.
But home, when he sang that, felt like a prison. Mm-hmm. He's not saying I'm going home. I'm dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to be free. I'm going to be free.
This was my freedom here. Mm-hmm. This place where I was in control, and I was able to be myself and be in full control. This was my freedom. And now I'm going home, which is home, thinking about it as kind of just what the normal social consciousness is man and woman get married and consummate. And that is normal. Mm-hmm. That is the normal fact of that's what happens every day. In America, that's what Janet and Brad represent. Mm-hmm.
That's what Riff Raff and Magenta represent as well. Yeah. It's fucked up because Magenta and Riff Raff are brother and sister, but they are also this wall of male female ness that Frank-n-Furter like had broken through, but then like subsumes him again. Is this like male and female have to be together no matter what, instead of Frank-n-Furter, who breaks that and allows for way more freedom and less fucked upness than brother and sister being together. He allows for anyone to be.
I need to take us to this time warp.
Yeah.
And go to the Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. I'm going to say 4.3. 4.3. 4.3 is where I'm at with this movie. I am fully invested in this musical. It hit me at a time when it was supposed to hit me, I feel like. And I very much enjoyed it when I was a teenager. And like, I very much enjoyed watching it now. I had a great time watching it. I love all the songs. It's very fun to sing along with. The reason why it's not like higher on the 4-point list is because I think this movie feels long. And by the last third of it, I am exhausted. I'm so exhausted by everything that has happened in this movie. And by the rose tint my world, that whole like performance feels overly long and so fatiguing, and I'm just like tired by the end of this movie. And I want to be with it, but I like this movie. It's so good, but at the same time, I'm just so tired by it by the end.
I think it is effective in the imagery, the characters, and just like everything that it's trying to convey. I think it's very effective, and just like knowing how much of a cult classic this film is, and just how just successful. It's just very, very successful, and people would really enjoy this. I'm gonna put it at a 3.5.
October 5th.
October 5th.
October 5th was Rocky Horror Picture Show, a movie I had never seen. I had a great time. I had a really fun time. I think it was
so much fun.
Super fun. It was super fun, and I hope that this break lets us breathe a little bit, enough to get us to the next break, which I don't know when that's going to be, because we're bringing in you a lot of horror.
Oh, yeah.
This next 31 days, a lot of freaking horror.
Every single
so
day.
Much.
There's
you ask for it, it's coming to
There's
you.
not many breaks that we're giving you. This is one of them. This was a very good break, and a very fun break. And Adam and Leslie, thank you so much for being part of it.
Thank you
for allowing us to come back.
Of course, anytime you want. Please plug yourself.
Find me, season 3, episode 4. That's my podcast. You can find it on Instagram. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. Spotify. Go check it out. Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. Love it. Sam's on it. Leslie's on it. Find an episode of television you would like to watch, from Joy of Painting to Sex and the City. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's very fun. Yeah.
At Color Me Leslie on Instagram. Yeah. Personal shit.
But also public.
Public.
Personal and public.
Personal and
So
public.
anybody can follow me, but it's personal pictures.
Yep. And you can find me at Beep Beep Richie T on Instagram, and also check out Playground Social, which is the studio that we are recording this at.
Right
here.
This is it,
We're
baby.
in
Playground
it.
Social, baby. And this was 31 days. Hey, let's stay spooky, y'all. Shall we? Spooky. We'll see you soon. So let's stay spooky.
And then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips. And put your knees in time. This is where the time warp again.